Alright, hello everybody, my name is Kenzie. I am a new Flosstuber and a new cross-stitch designer under the name mudpuppy.stitchery, and I'm very excited to be here. I actually have some coffee in my cute little froggy mug. So I'm going to be enjoying that as we're talking about stitching here. And if you're wondering what type of coffee this is, I actually have my Keurig 24 cups of cheer, and so it is the Mint Cafe Cinnamon Streusel Coffee Cake. So I'm trying that one, and it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Alright, so a little bit more about me. So as you can probably tell, I'm from Minnesota due to my horrible accent. And just so you know, the current temperature is 4 degrees Fahrenheit with a real feel of -5. So fantastic. Why do I live here? So you can see I'm all bundled up, and I even have jammies under my skirts, so gotta stay warm. So what do I do for work? So for work, I am an administrative assistant on a cancer research study, and I've been really enjoying that position. I have a Bachelor of Science in Biology, so I am a giant animal nerd. So I love birds, I love snakes, I love dogs, cats. Basically, if it's a vertebrate and it moves, I love it. So that's kind of what most of my projects are focused on, are animals and my love for animals. Okay, so you'll probably be noticing that I am looking down a lot, and that's because I have my notes literally right here. So I'm not great at talking off the cuff, so I needed some notes just so I stay on track. But you might be wondering, why is my channel name called mudpuppy.stitchery? It seems kind of a weird name, right? Well, what is a mud puppy? So a mud puppy is Minnesota's largest salamander. Of course, so why wouldn't I want to have my company based off of that? This is what they look like. Aren't they so cute? So they have big red gills, and they are fully aquatic salamanders here in Minnesota and other places as well. They're just really neat. They look like that. Unfortunately, I've never seen one out in the wild, but fingers crossed I get to. I would absolutely love that. And that is also the name of my Etsy shop, mudpuppy.stitchery, which I will of course link down below, because I am a new cross-stitch designer, and I'm super excited about that. I only have 3 designs, but I am planning on getting a 4th one out very soon. Very excited about that, so please check it out. I would greatly appreciate it. You'll also notice that my logo is a mud puppy, and this was designed by my very talented sister, Abby, and she is a professional graphic designer, and I will of course link her professional site down below as well, so go check her out. Alright, so we can get on to some stitching. So we're going to do some previous finishes. One of my first previous finishes is this gigantic one. Alright, oops. It's hard to show without all of the glare as well. But this is obviously a prairie schooler. I think it's called Barnyard Christmas, and it was stitched on 16 count antique white Aida from Hobby Lobby. And like I was saying before, this is the first cross-stitch pattern that I worked on that was an actual pattern. Previously I had done some freehand stuff and kind of just messing around, but this was the first one that I had completed, which was an actual professional pattern, so I was pretty proud of that one. So let's see if I can get a little bit closer. You'll notice there are initials in between each of the animals, and so those are my grandparents' initials and my parents' initials as well. So really, really glad I was able to add those in. You'll notice it was started in 2019 and completed in 2020. And then this was professionally framed at Hobby Lobby, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, as my first official cross-stitch piece following a pattern, I'm pretty proud of it. So one of my next fully finished ones was this one, the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that is one of my absolute favorite shows of all time. It just makes me so happy. And this was from a free pattern. I have forgotten the designer, but I will find them and link them below. And I think this was done on 16 count white Aida as well. And this was finished in a shadow box from Michaels, and I'd put little ropes around the edges as well. So super easy, quick little finish. I'm sorry for all the glare, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how that one turned out as well. So the next design is this one. Got some glare there. So this is Ginger, my parents' dog. She is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and I love her to death. She's so cute and very crazy as well. So this was a custom design from a designer on Etsy, which I'll scroll the name down below. And see if I can go over here where there's less. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So this was 16 count Aida from Hobby Lobby, and I think it was just a darker grungy brown Aida, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. This piece definitely helped me realize that I am not a full coverage person. Props to all of you who do full coverage, but holy guacamole, just all the color changes, that was too much for me. So I'm very, very, very glad to have finished it, but probably won't be doing another one anytime soon. So the next one is this. So I think it is Prairie Schooler Where There Are Bees. And I really love this finish. Again, this is 16 count Aida from Hobby Lobby, and also in a Hobby Lobby frame as well. And you can tell these are a lot of my older finishes because they're 16 count. I usually work in 18 count now. And I didn't keep track of what the name of the Aida color was, so it's just some sort of dark brown Aida that you can get at Hobby Lobby that is 16 count. But I'll go a little bit closer. I'm sure everybody has seen this wonderful design, but I have an obsession with bees, an absolute obsession with bees, so I loved this piece. There we go. Yeah, and I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. So these next ones are my first attempts at little ornaments. So these are from the same design, the Prairie Schooler Where There Are Bees. They just had a couple extra designs on the back. And this is my first attempt at an ornament. This is how they're finished on the back with chenille and baker's twine, that's what it's called. So I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I think they're pretty darn cute. And I do have a second one here. And as far as Aida, this is just some sort of random Aida I found on sale that was 16 count. And this just this beautiful mustardy, orangey color, which I really, really enjoyed. So, and then it's finished the same on the back as well with the chenille. So next we have another little ornament that was made from a kit that I was gifted, and it turned out really, really cute. I think this was just a scrap of 16 count Aida, put some rickrack on the side, and then put check fabric on the back. So really cute little ornament, very simple, but I really like how it turned out. So this next one is a really recent finish, and I'm really, really excited to show you this one. I think it turned out really, really cute. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the designer offhand, but I'm gonna scroll it down below. But I absolutely love how it came out, and it's on this little plant stand, and it says, "The world might be full of despair and broken promises, but it is also full of brightly colored poisonous frogs." So, absolutely loved it. And I think Amy loves toads. She showed this, and I had to get it immediately. So I'm very, very excited about this design. As far as what it was stitched on, this was 18 count Aida, and according to my notes, it's Fern by My Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy. And just this beautiful bright green that I really, really enjoy. Green is my favorite color, of course. So one last look at this. I'm super happy with how that came out. I also forgot to mention how I display this cross-stitch piece, and I usually have it sitting on a table with this little black-capped chickadee that my boyfriend got for me, and I'll usually put this little twig heart on there, so it kind of just sits like that, and it's super cute. Now on to some WIPs, some works in progress. So first one, the fox from Cottage Garden Samplings. You'll notice my chart is a little bit crumpled up. I'm not very nice to my charts, so you'll have to forgive me for that. But I absolutely love this piece, and this is how far I have gotten so far. And I had to physically put this one down just because I was so obsessed with it. I needed to move on to something else, but I've been really, really, really enjoying this one. And the color of the Aida is not showing exactly. This is more of like a, it's got a little bit more green to it. This is 18 count Aida from Vintage Needle Arts. And I think the color is Verdigris. But My Vintage Needle Arts on Etsy, and I absolutely love that color, and I love her shop as well. You'll also notice I have the raccoon, so I plan on doing the raccoon in the same fabric, so these will be kind of sister charts basically when I display them on my wall, and I'm really, really excited to start this one, but I need to finish the fox first. So my next work in progress is this one, and I have not worked on this one in a really, really long time. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to give up on this one, to be honest. This is Apples and Pears by Stitchrovia, and the colors are not showing correctly because my printer printed it horribly. The colors are absolutely beautiful. They're kind of like vintage 60s colors, and I really, really love it. Let me see if I can show you some of the threads. There you go. So you can see lots of mustards and greens and browns and pinks. And like a light blue, really beautiful color palette, which I love. But I'm not loving stitching on it. And this is how far I've gotten. So you can see pretty decently far. I think the reason why I'm not loving it is just because it doesn't have animals on it, and it's basically full coverage. So it just doesn't pique my interest as much. So I'll probably continue to work on it. I don't think I'm ready to completely give up on it yet. Let me know what you guys think below. But we'll see. I'll let you know. Okay, so my next work in progress is this one. So from Owl Forest Embroidery, it's called 100 Owls, and I absolutely love it. Obviously the colors aren't great because of the printer quality, but I've been really enjoying working on this. To be honest, I haven't worked on this in a long while. I really want to get back to it. So this is where I am. Oh, and I will also share, this is on 18 count moss Ada by My Vintage Needle Arts. And so here is what it looks like so far. So hopefully you guys can see. I was able to get around the border and kind of starting to work on the middle portion. You'll notice I did kind of screw up on the side borders, but unless I had pointed it out to you, you probably wouldn't have noticed. So I'm really happy with how it is coming along. I think it's really, really cute. And I'll try and give you some good close-ups. So I am very, very eager to get back to this one. It's just beautiful, and since it's a free pattern, you should definitely go over there and pick it up yourself. All right, we are getting there. Okay, so with this next one, I don't know the name of it, unfortunately. That seems to be a trend. But I honestly don't think this Etsy store or this designer exists anymore. So if I can find it, I'll link it below, but I'm pretty sure I've looked for it before and haven't been able to find it. But this is stitched on 18 count Colonial Green by Vintage Needle Arts. And this is what it looks like. Some beautiful moths. So again, I really, really want to get back to this one. There is 3 moths here. And yeah, I'm just very, very eager to get back to it, hopefully soon. So the last WIP that I have for now, and this is the one that I've been working on currently, I wanted to get it all finished by the new year, but since Christmas is in like a week, I highly doubt I'll get it completely finished. So we'll see, but I'm excited to show you. So this is by Noussa Creations on Etsy, and it is her owl chart. And I am actually stitching them individually, and I'm going to be making them into little ornaments. You know, I had started in the beginning of 2022, hoping to have it completely done by Christmas of 2022, but I still have like 5 more left, so I don't think that will get accomplished, but that is okay. I'll show you which ones I do have. So we've got this one, this one, that one, this one's very angry, that supraorbital bone. I love this one. This one's one of my favorites. This one I completed while I had COVID in May, unfortunately. So I added the 2 little lines in there for a positive, I think it's a PCR test. So I can always remember I stitched on this when I had COVID for the first time. And then one of my favorites, Red Eastern Screech Owl. Love it. So I have quite a bit done. I am currently working on the Great Gray Owl. So almost done with that one. And I use one of these, I think it's like Kay's Creation stand. Amy loves toads. She works on one of these, and so I was like, I definitely got to get one of these, and it is amazing. Definitely worth the money. It's really, really great. So I'm going to continue working on those. That's probably going to be my focus piece, just finishing those off. We'll see how far I get. So there are 3 Flosstubers which I would love to recommend, and I will link them down below as well. So one, of course, would be Mama Loves You GB. I've been watching her for a really long time, and she is just absolutely fabulous. She has a very regular uploads, and I think she also has an Etsy shop as well. So she's fabulous. I love her. Another one I've been watching recently is Corey Creates. She's lovely, and I think she's a teacher, and she's got a very relaxing, calm demeanor, and she seems like a sweetheart, and I love her projects, so definitely check her out. And then last but not least, I have to shout out Amy Loves Toads. I feel like we're basically kindred spirits. She loves animals as much as I do, and she's been really wonderful in promoting my designs, which I am so entirely grateful for. So thank you so much, and please check out all 3 of those lovely ladies. All right, if you stuck around this long, I want to thank you so much for being here and listening to my very mediocre floss tube. Hopefully they'll get better over time. I'm not very good at talking, or especially in front of cameras, so you'll have to forgive me. But I'm sure I'll get better after a couple. It just takes practice. So I should be back in a couple weeks in the new year. Hopefully I will have a new design out as well for Mudpuppy.stitchery, so definitely take a look at my Etsy shop, keep an eye on that. Take a look at my Instagram as well. Check out those 3 Flosstubers which I had mentioned. And yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful New Year as well, and I will see you in 2023. All right, take care, guys. Bye-bye.